Well, good morning. It's Friday, February 25th, 2020. It is Friday, February 25th, 2022, and I'm on my way into the day job. And last night I had some good after-hours work for the day job, and went back to the office and I fixed the printer, one that we had taken from the house. It had a problem that was only allowing it to print 1 or 2 pages at a time, and so I figured it was, from my IT days, it was a pickup roller problem, and I looked at a couple of videos online and saw how to actually take that apart. I did not actually do that, though. What I did was I figured the pickup roller felt fine. It still had some grip to it. It wasn't glossy over it. So I opened up the back door to the printer, and there was a large roller that had some toner on it. I proceeded to take that out. It was the easier fix, and washed that off in the sink and dried it off. Got off all the residual stuff. And then I noticed as I was taking it off, the screw that holds that in place had some play for adjustment, and it seems like where the screw goes in, it was actually stripped, so it wouldn't actually tighten down and hold it into whatever position we opted to do it. So my fix was to take a couple of pieces of post-it note and fold them in half, and then half again, and then half again, etc., until I had a nice little, I don't know, what would you say, maybe 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch fold, and proceeded to wedge that in between the bottom of the part that was supposed to be screwed onto the back door, and I did that on both sides. And lo and behold, once I got it back together and tested printing, I was able to print multiple pages at one time without experiencing a paper jam. So, yeah, there's a problem. Yeah, it needs probably to be fixed either with a larger screw or something to hold it into place. But right now, as a temporary or long-term fix, the paper will do just fine. So. It just goes to show you that sometimes, people throw things away and give up, or go buy, parts that aren't necessarily needed. But if you have good troubleshooting skills, sometimes, you can find an easy fix to a solution and be able to progress further down your path. So hopefully you, in your life experience, have gathered together some good troubleshooting skills. We're at that construction spot again, but people are seeming to play a little bit nicer today, so we've learned here as well that we need to get into the proper lane to reduce the stress and the challenges during this construction period here on this road. So at any rate, yesterday did make some good progress, got all of the research documents printed up, and went into types of stock and got all that done. And I think now we're actually into the strategies section, and I know that the strategy section is going to be massive and needs to be broken down, but there's, I don't know, 30 plus different strategies that we have inside of the OneNote notes, and those are all going to need to be systematically added to as far as what steps are we going to take. So I know the large section of the strategies, which is really more of a mindset type of stuff, or a lot of dot the I, cross the T type information, that needs to be, like I said, broken down, and it's going to take a while to do that. And then I think we need to start going through each one of these different chapters and finding out which of the content actually should be, part of the strategies section and moved down so that it can be melted down even further. And then as each one of those steps start to reveal themselves, we will start to add them as a template for each one of the different strategies that we have inside of our strategy section. So another thing, before we actually start throwing money into all of this, we need to really hone in on our game plan and start answering some of the action steps and coming up with a diversification game plan so that we know what it is that we're looking to buy and put inside of our portfolio, and start to really build up that diversification model that's very necessary when you become an investor. So I did have a call with the progressive attorney yesterday, and we talked about the need for a new document to sign, because they left that very open-ended, and I told them currently our net worth is negative $46,000, and at any one time I don't have any more than $2,000 inside of my checking account. And so they've created a new document, and they want me to sign that I think by Monday. And so I showed that to Tracy last night, and I will take care of that this morning and take a picture of it and attach it to the email and send it off to them to meet their requirements. And then I guess it's just a waiting game to find out what the next step is, if there are any other steps, or if we're done. The nice thing is they told me that any of the funds and whatnot that were inside of a brokerage account is what they're looking for as far as assets or any of that type of stuff in order to be able to satisfy a judgment. They're looking for readily available cash inside of our account. And so the brokerage account isn't included in all that. So that's a good thing. And right now I think we're planning on taking any extra cash that we have and throwing it towards credit cards and paying down debt instead of just piling up any cash inside of the brokerage account, or putting it inside of the checking account and just letting it sit there. So today is Friday, and I'm guessing it will more than likely be a pretty slow day here at work, and hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff done. As far as what's happening in Ukraine, market yesterday was crazy. It started out the day and dropped down as low as 700 in the negative for the Dow, and by the end of the day it was up around 100 in positive territory. And currently right now, pre-market, with about 37 minutes left, it's at a positive 145, and I don't expect that to stay, but this is part of the lower lows and higher highs as we're in a downtrend for the Dow, which we had predicted last week that with the double head and shoulders, it was going to do a correction, and it's fulfilling that. And a lot of people, a lot of amateur investors right now are being fooled by the fact that it's going up. They think that it's going to go up to 36,000, and so they might jump back in order to try and make some money. But remember, it's a downtrend, so that's lower lows and lower highs. So there will be highs as it's going down. It will stair step going down the stairs. But I think that it may go down as low as 31,000 on the Dow. Currently it's at 33,291, and it could even drop down if it really decides to tank, depending on how the United States reacts to what's happening in Russia and going through this long weekend. It could drop down to as low as about 26,000. It would be interesting today to jump on to TC2000 and draw some Fibonacci lines and see where those lines fall and see how it's going to retrace, and that's part of the stair stepping process, and we'll see if that's actually holding true, because I really think that we're just in a downtrend right now, which makes sense with everything that's going on in the world and with our economy. Gas this morning was just under $4. I think it jumped up to $3.99 is what I paid for it, and that's like a 30 cent jump, 20 cent jump just from the past couple of days. So I think technically these companies are supposed to say this is what we paid for it, and until we get a new shipment and a new load with the new prices that we paid, this is what we call price gouging. And they're just seeing that everybody else is raising their price, so they're going to raise their price because that's what the market is demanding, that's what people are willing to pay, and before going to a different location. But technically they bought it at a certain price. They should be holding true to that if they really want loyal customers. But that's a corporate decision, and people are willing to pay. It's just they'll pay it one time, but the question is, will they come back? So, which was kind of crazy, because yesterday I saw a gas station at $3.59. I think that was QT. All right, so I'm on the home stretch to get to the job, so I'm going to just start plugging away at this final chapter inside of our notes, and then it comes down to breaking these things apart and reorganizing them and laying out the document once again. So that's the plan for today. So hopefully, by the way, I hope Brianna and Laura had a great time at the Southwest Rally. I know that Brianna said that she missed her flight because I think they canceled it either due to weather or mechanical problems. And as a result, Jerry stopped by yesterday to pick up Cheyenne, the dog that we watched for Brianna, and then I think when she got back, she had to hit the ground running and go back to work. So again, a benefit of being an investor and not working for anybody is you decide that you want to work from Dallas, then work from Dallas. Just find an internet connection and start trading, and you can do that anywhere in the world with an internet connection. So, all right, I'm at work. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later, and love you all. Bye.